Hi, it's Edie here. Wanted to shoot a short video letting you know what I believe it means to have an epic life. What is an epic life? My name is Edie and I help overstressed people step into a life that they can love, an epic life. Why don't you already have an epic life? I mean, my goodness, it's such a beautiful world and you have people in your life who love you. You probably have a job. If not, you're probably not homeless if you're watching a video on the internet. What keeps your life from being epic? Well, a lot of the people that I work with are in 911 communications, and they have an incredible amount of stress in their daily work, in their job. And so they're subject to compassion fatigue and PTSD. These are conditions of the body, mind, spirit that are direct reaction to trauma, excessive stress. Your workplace, if you're in 911, is riddled with negative behavior. And there are other emergency services and other places that are riddled with the same behavior. And it all comes from pain. The infighting, the gossip, the rudeness, quality problems, and sick leave abuse all stem from the same thing, which is the symptoms of compassion fatigue and PTSD. Things like sense of persecution, somatic complaints, which is the physical ailments that come up as a result of stress, addiction. All these things play into your well-being, but they're rooted in these conditions. I don't believe that it has to be this way in our work groups, especially in 911, even though the work itself is not going to change. The work is never going to get easier. It only seems to get harder and more demanding with videos coming into the communication centers and all the screens that you have. There's just so much going on. The work's not going to change. People are not suddenly going to start being nice to you on the phone. It's just not going to happen. And so there are things that we can do, and that's my work, is helping you step into an epic life. But before we step into an epic life, what is an epic life? What does that mean to you? Because I don't believe it's got anything to do with some of the things that we tend to strive for. The extras can be slightly different for each person. But I don't think that more money or a new car or adventurous travel or a fabulous home are it. I don't think that's what makes up an epic life. An epic life is one of connection, respect, and love. So let's dream. Let's go to the workplace first and dream. What would it be like? Imagine with me, what it would be like to have a workplace where you were safe to speak your mind, where your ideas and questions and observations were all acceptable. You had no fear that you were going to be ridiculed for what you said or gossiped about or unaccepted. Imagine if it were possible for your mistakes to be forgiven instead of magnified and shared with others. What would it be like if when you went to talk to your boss, they actually listened to the whole story? When you got called on the carpet for something, that somebody was willing to actually listen to you, to hear what else was going on, why this mistake occurred. That's not to say that our mistakes are okay. They're not. But we're also not perfect. We have to be able to be accepted even when we screw it up. Imagine being able to talk to the people in your workplace about how hard it can be, about how you're in pain about something that's going on, either at work or at home, how your heart hurts, how sad you are, how disappointed, how frightened you are. What would it be like to be in an environment where that could happen? Breathe in the feeling of that. What would that be like? Wouldn't it make everything else just so much easier? Now, let's stay with that imagination. You have this workplace where you can be who you are. And then when you get home, you're able to accept your family members. You can offer to them what you've received at work. You can accept them when they speak their mind. You're able to accept their ideas and their questions and their observations. And we begin to learn that maybe our spouse isn't wrong about that. Or maybe our kids aren't trying to drive us crazy. What would that be like? That's awesome. What would it be like if you're able to forgive their mistakes and not hold it against them for a long, long time? What if you were able to listen to their whole story, so that you could hear what's going on, especially with our kids? If your life is already there, congratulations. Man, if you have a workplace like that and a home life like that, that's awesome. But if you don't, it's time to change something in your life. And that's what I'm about. I help people. I mentor people individually in groups, and I also do workshops with groups. And so there are many different ways to access what I offer. And I'm on social media. I try to get my work out as much as possible because I believe the world needs it. So the first thing to do to step into an epic life is to grab a hold of the 911 Self-Care Blueprint. It's waiting for you. It's free. All I ask is your email address so that I can email you, and you can unsubscribe at any time. I just want to pour into you the possibility of well-being. When I work with groups, I help them create that place of what's called psychological safety. When I work with individuals, I help them step into a life where they feel good, where they're taking care of themselves physically and emotionally and spiritually. So grab a 911 Self-Care Blueprint, and if you already have one, maybe think about doing what it says. And listen, if there's any way that I can help you, I'm here for you. So reach out to me. You can find me. I'm on social media. You can answer this email, whatever you want to do. You can connect with me on social media through this QR code. But I really want you to get that 911 Self-Care Blueprint. Thanks for watching.